Have you ever felt like your industry's best kept secret? Like you have an amazing service to offer that if only more people knew about it, your business would grow? Or have you ever been frustrated watching your competitors sail by you, even though they're not doing nearly as good a job as you? If so, you're going to want to pay careful attention to this video, because in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the most effective marketing and promotion strategies and tactics you need to be using in today's market if you want to grow your business. Because as unfair as it is, it's not the best business that wins, but the business with the best marketing. So let's fix that now. Hey there, my name is Erhart, marketing strategist, and welcome to the channel, the #1 place for entrepreneurs to learn proven marketing strategies to grow your business online. So if that's something you're into, you may want to consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you never miss a future episode. If you've been in business for any length of time, or hey, even if you're just getting started, you've probably already realized that it's not the best businesses that win, but the businesses with the best marketing. There's a ton of examples like this, hidden gems or industry best kept secrets, the kind of business that you stumble across and you wonder, why don't more people know about this? I mean, that might even be your business. This is because while having a great business, providing a great service is incredibly important, mandatory even, it's not the whole picture. After all, nobody can buy from you if they don't know you exist. Just like nobody will find this video if they don't know it exists. Which is why if you don't mind quickly hitting the like button for the YouTube algorithm, I'll be forever grateful. Anyway, this is why making your marketing your business's top priority is absolutely fundamental if you want your business to grow. So how do you effectively promote your business online so you can generate more leads, more clients, more customers, more sales, and more revenue? Well, it all starts with first identifying the what and then identifying the who. So let's do that now. The first thing you need to do before even thinking about writing a sales letter or posting on Instagram or scripting out a YouTube video, well, the very first step is getting crystal clear on exactly what it is that you do. And I'm not just talking about surface level stuff either, like I help people lose weight, or I help people get clients, or I help new parents help their babies sleep through the night. Which for that last one, that's a goldmine. There's a lot of cranky nocturnal babies out there. Anyway, what I need you to do is to really take it one step further, really identify what it is that makes you unique, what it is that makes you different, and essentially what it is that makes someone want to choose you over your competitors or over all the other choices out there in the market. There's a great quote by Sally Hogshead that I absolutely love, where she says, different is better than better. And well, it pains me to say that because, of course, you need to provide a good service. You need to have a good business. But when it comes to marketing, basically every single person out there is saying that they're the best. They provide the best service. They provide better quality. And essentially, statistically speaking, it's not possible. And your customers know that. This is why you need to give them something else to hold on to, rather than just the claim saying that you're better or that you're the best. Because while it may be true, it's really hard for clients and customers to just accept that at face value. Well, after nearly a decade of helping my clients and my students optimize their marketing, I've found that perfect unique selling proposition, USP, or that perfect area of differentiation lies at the intersection of 3 different points. The first is your skills or your expertise. What are you good at? What unique skills or talents do you possess that not many other people do? Or what are people always asking you for help with? We'll use the blue crayon for this. Blue because I like blue, and crayons because dad life. The next area is your area of interest, the kind of things that you really enjoy. Because while anyone can do something that they don't really like for a few weeks, a few months, maybe even a few years, you don't want to build your entire career or your entire business around something that you absolutely hate doing. Because when you do that, it'll completely drain your energy, your performance, and your work will suffer, and essentially, you just won't very much enjoy your life. For this one, let's use the red crayon because it denotes passion. Then the third area is market demand. What is it that people need? And more importantly, what is it that people are actually willing to pay for? Because as a quick side note, what somebody says they want and what they're actually willing to pay for can often be 2 very different things. This part is incredibly important because without it, you become the cliched starving artist who's doing work that they love and that they're interested in, but really can't afford to pay the bills. You don't want to do that. So for this one, we'll use green, the color of money. Once you've got these 3 things down, it's time to start making a list of your skills and of your passions and of your interests, as well as market demand, so that you can find that sweet spot, that golden area right in the middle where everything overlaps and where you're going to be best served and really be able to deliver ultimate value for ultimate reward. Once you've got the what down, it's time to move on to the who. And the who is all about your ideal target market. Your ideal target market, also known as your ideal client avatar or your ideal customer avatar, is really just a representation of the exact person or fictional representation of the person that you want to serve. Now this next part is a little bit counterintuitive, but stick with me because the results don't lie. Essentially, the more focused, the more specific, the more niche down you can be, more selective about who it is that you serve and who it is that you don't serve, well, the easier it'll be for you to stand out and become that go-to leader and authority in your market. The reality is when you make your business too broad and you try to appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. This is because when you broaden your appeal too much, when you really try to include way too many people in your marketing and in your business and in your messaging, you really have to water down your message, which means you end up becoming way less specific and way less attractive to the actual people that you want to serve. Now in life, excluding people is bad. Don't be mean. But in marketing, excluding people is mandatory. You must exclude people in your marketing. Exclude people who aren't a good fit for your business. Exclude people who won't end up buying from you. And exclude people who your business just isn't designed to serve and who really won't get good results from what it is that you offer. This means if you're a business that, say, helps female entrepreneurs build their business, don't feel bad about excluding men. Or if you're a business that helps new dads get into shape, well, don't feel bad about excluding people who aren't new dads and who aren't looking to get into shape. Point being, you need to be crystal clear about exactly who it is that you serve and who it is that you don't. Okay, so now that you've got the what it is that you do and you've got the who, well, it's time to move on to the fun stuff, which is the where. The last piece of the puzzle, the where, is really the fun and exciting part of marketing, which explains why most business owners and entrepreneurs mistakenly start here. But that really is a mistake because the way that you arrive at the where is by first identifying the what and the who to make sure that everything's in alignment. This will all make sense in just a second. You see, you can't really decide on the best place to market your business until you've first identified your point of differentiation, your unique selling proposition, and your ideal target market, or who your business is best positioned to serve. Starting with the where first, choosing a random platform based on just a random tip that they get, well, it explains why so many business owners and entrepreneurs flounder or jump from one channel to the next, never really getting traction, never really making sales from their online marketing. It's not that they're bad businesses, it's just that they're doing the wrong things in the wrong place for the wrong people. And that's why nailing this stuff is so incredibly important. I mean, just imagine what'll happen when you finally start doing the right things in the right place for the right people. It's magic, I tell you. Magic. So let's figure out the right place now. When it comes to online marketing, there are 5 things that you want to take a look at. I'm going to give you all 5 now, and then I'm going to give you the order in which I think you should use them. The 5 channels are Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and email. Now, I already have training videos on each of these platforms on the channel, so I'm not going to go into detail for each one here. Rather, I'm going to give you a high-level overview of which one I think is most important and which one you may want to take a look at first. First off, we have Facebook. Facebook is kind of a no-brainer if you're serving a market that's over 35 years of age. Facebook has the widest reach of all of the platforms and really is a social media giant and powerhouse, so you really can't go wrong if you're choosing Facebook. But keep in mind that if you want to succeed on Facebook, you're probably going to need to back up your marketing strategy with some paid advertising, some Facebook ads, in order to make sure that your content and your messages get seen by your ideal target market. I love Facebook for marketing, but it's not my favorite channel. Next up, we have Instagram, and you're going to want to use Instagram if you're serving a market that's under the age of 35. Facebook owns Instagram, so much of the same strategies and tactics that you can deploy on Facebook, well, they'll work pretty much the same on Instagram with a few tweaks and a few nuances because it's obviously a different platform. The main point though is that the fact that you're going to need to use ads on Facebook to get reach, very similar to Instagram. You're probably going to need to use some kind of Instagram ads to make sure that your content gets seen by your ideal market because it is such a competitive and saturated network. I also love Instagram, but it's also not my favorite platform. Next up, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is kind of an obvious choice if you're in the B2B or business to business space, meaning you sell to other business owners. The organic reach on LinkedIn is pretty decent, and you wouldn't want to run ads anyway because they're incredibly expensive. The thing with LinkedIn though is that if you want to stay relevant and you want to stay so your content is constantly appearing in front of your market, you're going to need to create a whole lot of content. Not a bad thing, especially if your market's there, but it is a lot of work. Next up, we have email. Now, while email is not a social media network, it's still a truly phenomenal tool. Yes, even today. people still check their email. A lot. Email is a phenomenal tool to stay top of mind and increase touch points and continue to nurture and provide even more value to your market on a medium that they're checking on a very regular basis. Pretty much every single business out there will benefit from some kind of email marketing strategy. So if you're not already using it or you're not using it to its full capacity, now may be a good time. And then lastly, we have my number one pick by far. And that's YouTube. There's no debate anymore that video marketing is the single most effective form of marketing, communication, and persuasion available next to being face-to-face or in person. Yes, you can do video marketing on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, but the best way to do your video marketing is to start with YouTube as your primary pillar and then splice and dice the videos from there. Essentially creating content for YouTube first and then taking snippets or little clips and putting them on Facebook and on Instagram and on LinkedIn. The beauty of YouTube is that unlike those other networks like Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, where your content may only be seen for a few hours or a few days at most, on YouTube it truly is an evergreen asset, a marketing resource that's going to continue to get views for days, for weeks, for months, and even for years to come. This means you're not creating kind of disposable content where you have to put all this blood, sweat, and tears and energy and money and time into creating videos that simply disappear off the newsfeed. Rather, you get to spend that time, you get to invest in a marketing resource that's going to continue to grow your business for a long time to come. And in a lot of different ways. You see, not only is YouTube a search engine, the number 2 search engine next to Google, and Google owns YouTube, so much of the same characteristics or strategies that you're going to use to rank on Google will also apply on YouTube. Well, not only that, but your videos can also be found through a number of different ways, meaning you can appear for the obvious one, being search traffic, but YouTube can also suggest your videos. And if you're creating content that people actually want to see, and they're getting the relevant signals back from the viewers, proving and showing that this is a valuable video that people actually like, they'll show it to even more people. Again, this is the importance of those viewer signals, which essentially signal the algorithm that this video is interesting and valuable and helpful. This is why having you hit that like button is just so incredibly important for the algorithm and for helping this video get seen by more people. So thank you for doing that. Anyway, not only does YouTube give you a number of different ways for your content to be found, the organic reach on it is still incredibly good, unlike Facebook and unlike Instagram. This means if you choose to run ads, which are also an incredible deal right now, well, that's fantastic. But you don't have to. And in fact, I'd recommend that most businesses would benefit by first approaching an organic strategy, essentially spending time to learn the nuances and the tone and the style and the structure of creating a highly engaging and relevant YouTube video before diving into YouTube advertising. When you combine all these factors plus a host more that we didn't even have time to talk about, you can see why YouTube is my number 1 recommendation for my clients and for my students when they're looking to effectively promote their brands and their businesses online. But regardless of whether we're talking about YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever, the best marketing campaigns are always built on a solid marketing foundation, really building on human buyer behavior and consumer psychology and all of the principles of marketing strategy. That's what really separates the amateurs from the pros and really makes the difference between a marketing campaign that breaks even or loses you money from one that creates tons and tons of additional revenue and clients and sales and really just business growth. This is why the next thing you're going to want to do is check out the video I have linked up right here on business marketing basics. So make sure to check that out now, and I'll see you in the episode. Now, the way to do this is by first building out that ideal customer avatar based on 3 different principles or 3 different elements of your customer, including their demographic details like